Hi, I'm Steve again, and this time I want to take you down so we can kind of zoom in on some of the options here, the optional projects. I would like you to choose one of the 100-point projects, comparing the standards, or the curriculum need project. One 200-point project, the curriculum mapping or curriculum unit, and then one of the 50-point presentations. And I figure we'll get started with the 100-point to kind of ease into the big meat of the course, the real proof of the pudding curriculum project, the 200-point thing. And then the 50-point is either a presentation on one of those 200-point ones, or on an additional topic of interest that you have, or a presentation that you we're going to have to do anyway about curriculum of some sort to, a parent group, or your team, or other faculty, or your board, or whatever. Okay, let's zoom down to the first 100-point option here, comparing the standards. Basically, what I'm looking for here is if you have some standards that you have to adhere to. Say British Columbia is where you teach, and they have standards for language arts in middle school. Then what I'm asking you to do is take those standards that you're supposed to be adhering to in your teaching, and find another province or state or set of national standards. Come up with 3 different sets of the same content area. So if you have a sister who teaches in Colorado and you want to see if Colorado has middle school language arts standards, then that's 2. And then for the third one, you could do Common Core, or you could do other national standards in the United States. I don't know if Canada has national standards, or if Japan or Indonesia or Nigeria, wherever you're interested in comparing. Also, the National Council of Teachers of English has national standards, which are not government related. They're just professional organization standards. National Council of Teachers of Math, and there are a lot of different groups like that. So talk to me about what you want to do and how you want to do that. And then I'm thinking we're going to end up with a 3-column chart, either in Excel or Word or something. I'm not looking for it all just, the themes on one page, but I'm not looking for a 25-page document that gets into all the indicators and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking for, a thorough chart so that you feel comfortable able to say, what are the big differences, where are the holes, where are the gaps, that kind of stuff. Okay, so we can talk about that, and I've got a rubric for that and all that kind of stuff. Now, if that doesn't float your boat and you've got a specific need regarding curriculum, like you're going to switch from using textbooks in one content area to using iPads or something like that, or you're up for textbook adoption and you have to make a decision, or you want to trace the state standards through the math curriculum, or you want to do project-based learning or thematic instruction. You got some project going on, some need at your school. Okay, this is where you get points in this course for doing a major project that will prepare you to be the hero on that thing. Okay, and again, talk to me about that. Okay, then we get into the 200-point projects. Okay, what I'm looking for here is either a curriculum map or a traditional curriculum unit. A curriculum map is probably going to be the obvious choice for people in administrative positions in our administrative track, the school leadership track. This is where you kind of look at a whole school and you kind of say, what's the history curriculum, what's the social studies curriculum, or the Bible curriculum, what are the themes, how do we map the standards that we're trying to meet onto the different grade levels, into the different courses, that kind of thing. So this would be like a year-long thing. Usually it's like just the high school, the middle school, or the elementary school, but I've seen it be, pre-K through 12. It's whatever you need to get done for that. It can be a very big project and a lot of work. So let's talk about how we kind of make some scope there. You can see some examples. Now, if you're a teacher and you've been dying to try, the understanding by design concept in unit planning, or a thematic unit on something, or you're trying to infuse through lines or teaching for transformation concepts into a unit, kind of one unit at a time, this is the project for you. And here are some of the myriad of unit topics that have been chosen in the past. These are the ones from last summer specifically. So it can be on a book, it can be on animals, it can be on a writing unit, just all kinds of cool stuff. Nutrition. So talk to me about that. Okay, so that has to be a big meaty project, either the curriculum map or the unit. All right, then the presentations. If you were dying to, in your reading and thinking and talking, you were thinking, hey, I really ought to brush up seriously on thematic instruction, or I ought to really think about flipping the classroom, in my science class, or something like that. Here's your opportunity to kind of delve into that, and it could be in tandem with a unit or a map that you do. But this is your sort of additional reading. This is kind of like doing a research paper in an undergrad class and reporting on it. But you're going to then present to us, make a PowerPoint or a Prezi or a video or something like that, and present what you find out to us. Okay? So if we had some of the other textbooks in curriculum for our class, we'd have whole chapters full of whole sections on here's what you can do with this type of approach to curriculum. But instead we're taking a bigger global, let's restructure the whole look. But then this gives you an opportunity to delve down into some interesting stuff. So here's some examples that I've had in the past about that. An outside presentation, as I said earlier, at the beginning of this podcast, if there's something that is coming up that you know of where you're going to be put in front of some people to talk about curriculum, some curricular strategies or initiatives at your school, here's your opportunity to get some points for it, to get some feedback from your peers and from me, and to do a dry run before you have to do that in the fall. Okay, so again, talk to me about what you're thinking, read about these examples. And that's it. I already talked about these other things in the other podcast, so I want to kind of make this short. So have fun thinking about that, and I'd like you to kind of sign up for that in the next week. Any kind of questions, of course, feel free to call me and email me, and let's get this nailed down. What you're going to do for each of those 3 projects where you've got some choices. All right, have fun.